Welcome to the first episode of Into the Badlands.
Yeah.
Hey everybody. We are missing one of our players, but that's okay because she's on a train toward the town that these folks are headed to right now. Also, we are using one of our microphones. I know that we promised that the sound is going to be amazing and everything, but we're having some technical difficulties, and hopefully we'll have that figured out by the next session. So, our world takes place in, or our story takes place in. Did I name the world? I didn't name the world.
No, what's the world name?
Yes, I love not being the DM.
I think I did. Arden. Whatever. We're calling it Arden. Yeah. So world name is Arden, but this is Into the Badlands campaign. So we open up. You two have just arrived in Jenkintown, and you already know where you're going.
Yeah.
You just arrived in Jenkintown, and you're not as familiar with the city as these two. It is a very, very big city, but you are aware of kind of the main areas. You were specifically looking for probably the general store.
Yeah.
Is where most of what you need to procure is.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, you two enter the town. You enter the town from a different section, and for all of our viewers, I'm going to pull the world map off and turn on Jenkintown.
All right.
I don't have a printout of Jenkintown, but that's essentially what it looks like. It sits here, and this little crack right there. That's what you're viewing right there.
All right.
It sits on Loot Lake. So that you have docks, you have all sorts of stuff. Okay. So you enter the town. It's bustling. As always, it's a very, very big city. Pretty put together, but as all big cities, it has some nice parts and it has some rough parts. And you're in. Where are you guys looking at going?
Finally made it. Long journey.
I think we're going to that tavern, yeah?
Yep. Will and Grady's.
Well, let's get a move on. Is Jensen meeting us there?
Didn't say. He's always
Well,
leaves out some details.
he'll have something for us there, regardless of whether he's there or not.
Think so. Alright. Take a look around, just kind of gauge the state of the city. Been a while since I've been.
The state of the city is about the same. You look at as you're on your way to the saloon, you're noticing that there is some construction. So there's been a surge of wealth, and that kind of piques your interest. It's not particularly a wealthy city. But like I said, there are places that are nicer than others. But it looks like they're actually maintaining some of the slums and kind of building those up. It's just something of note.
I do want to keep an eye out for like a
gunsmith.
Yeah, a gunsmith
Okay.
on my way to the on our way to the.
Okay, you would know that the gunsmiths that from the entrance to say the saloon or the sheriff's office, there aren't going to be any gunsmiths there. That's on the other. That's on the
Yeah,
opposite
then
side.
I'll grab it later then.
Okay.
But I will keep an eye out for any like bulletin boards or anything like that. Anywhere where there may be a contract of any kind.
So all of the contracts that you're going to find, legal contracts, are going to be in Jenkintown. It'll be at the sheriff's office.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Then yeah, just to the Wheel and Brady then for now.
Okay, great. So yeah, you guys are making your way to Wheel and Grady's, and you show up. Probably based on why you're there, probably with a small wagon. Okay. So you make it to town. I'd say probably a couple hours after these guys do.
Okay. Would I have a horse and everything?
Yeah.
Horse wagon.
You have a single horse wagon.
Okay.
Yeah, and you've been to Jenkintown before. You don't particularly like being in bigger cities just because of all of the people,
Yeah.
and you know why. Yeah, so you make it in.
Yeah. First of all, I'm going to. Do I know where I'm going? The general's. You said the general store.
You kind of
Yeah.
you know kind of the direction of the market district,
Okay.
and you assume that the general store is going to be in the market district. So you're just going to head over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll head over there.
Great. While you're doing that, you guys have a couple of hours before he's shown up, so we'll start with you. So you're just going straight to the saloon?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, tie my horse up outside and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so you make it to Wheeling Grady's. You're familiar with it. It's very well put together. It's a very, very nice saloon. You walk in and there are vaulted ceilings, and there are pillars that are dressed in kind of satin fabrics, really, really nice. At the base of those columns is leather, which is odd. You don't know why. Maybe it's just a style choice.
Design choice.
The sound of a player piano is constantly heard, plucking in the distance, and you can even hear it from the outside a bit. A large stage with a red curtain sits at the bar of the building. At the back of the building, and there's a staircase that wraps around the back of that stage and goes up to the second floor. The actual bar itself is to the right of the stage as you enter. It's a very, very nice bar. It's actually built into the wall, and the whole back bar is glass, so it's one giant mirror, which makes the large saloon seem even larger because it's just a full wall. As nice as the venue is, though, you are aware that it is visited by both kind of the seedier underbelly type folks, as well as the higher, more established people in the city, people of good repute. Why they go there, you're not sure. You can only assume that it's to escape their very political lives, or their, they have various businesses. So you see people that are very, very well dressed, and you see people who are not dressed well at all. But Wheeling Grady's apparently does not segregate the two. It's all welcoming. Everyone's welcome,
Right.
and nobody in there seems to mind. So it's one of the only places in the city where both echelons of society intermingle well. So you walk in, no sign of Jensen.
Notice there's some new players in town.
Well, you can just grab a table. I'm gonna get a drink.
Sounds good. I peruse for an empty table.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the bar.
Okay. You head to the bar. You meet a set of twins. They are their names are Jared and Tim, and based on how they look, you would assume that they're the owners of the establishment. Let's see. Smartly dressed with a pair of reading glasses on a chain around their necks. One of them has the chain on the right side, the other has a chain on the left side, but they're essentially dressed identically. They have very tan skin with green eyes, but they have no body hair at all. They're bald. They have no eyebrows. They have no beards. They have no hair on their arms. It's quite odd. In today's society, you would assume that they have something alopecia.
Yeah.
They're both in their mid-30s, 5'11" about, and they weigh about 185 pounds. So they're 5'11", 185. They're muscular.
Pretty
but they're,
built.
They're pretty built,
Lean.
but their frame, if they kind of look like short swimmers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
Okay.
yes, sir.
Scotch.
Scotch. Any
Still getting the accent down.
Any particular brand of Scotch? Yes, brand of Scotch. You look like a fellow who knows his Scotch. Yes, I think he does.
I don't know what the brands are in this world.
Maybe we were wrong. It's okay. What's your price point, friend?
$20 for a glass.
Oh, okay. He reaches down, he grabs a glass, and he grabs a bottle, and he says, for you, about $20 a bottle.
A glass.
He pushes the bottle toward you, and he pushes the glass toward you. It's okay.
I just set the 20 on the $20 on the counter and take the bottle and the glass.
Okay. Odd fellow. Yes, very odd. Did you really... Were you surprised that he just wanted a glass? No, I thought he'd take the bottle, no problem. Oh, maybe he's one of those folks that has a problem with drinking. Maybe. And they just, you hear them chatter as you're walking away about you.
Nice. And then if he's found an empty table, I'll just go join him.
Okay. Yeah, so there are no empty tables. There are seats available.
Is there like a second story and like a staircase that goes up to it all?
The staircase is behind the stage. Yeah.
Okay.
But
So it's not like a seating area upstairs or anything like that.
I'll say yeah. Yeah, there's a seating area. So above the stage, there's like a balcony, which has one section is stadium seating, so we can look down.
Right.
On the left, and then the other side is extra tables.
Yeah. I'm just gonna sit on the stairs.
Okay. So you see your fellow. You see
Fellow.
Eli.
Eli.
You see Eli go sit on the stairs.
We'll walk over to a table has like one person on it or something.
Yeah. You find one with two individuals, and they're playing a card game, but it's not poker. So you look for a while. You don't understand the rules of the game, but it seems like they're just doing it as a drinking game. You know.
Gentlemen, mind if I have this table? Got
Oh,
business?
absolutely! Yes. Come on. Yeah.
Appreciate it. And I drop a $5 for them.
Oh, you mean you want us to get up and go?
Yes, sir.
Ah.
Don't make me ask you twice.
Oh, he's one of those. So, we are actually happy that you came along because now we get a drink. See, he bet me that somebody would want to come take the table. I did not. He did. He said, I guarantee someone's going to take the table, and if they do, then we have to follow. Then we have to polish off this last bottle of whiskey. Oh, I see what you're getting at. Yes. Yeah. So, anyway, keep funny. You gave us a reason to drink. And he grabs the bottle that they have, and he notices that you don't have a drink, so he clinks his own glass to his own bottle. They get up and they move away.
When I see them move away, I'll move over to the table.
Okay. So you move over to the table, and as you're moving over to the table, you are hearing these two gentlemen speaking about your friend here, giving them a reason to drink and continue their merriment elsewhere.
If there's an empty glass on any table that I walk past, I'm gonna grab just the empty glass.
Yeah, there are empty glasses all over the place.
Yeah, so I just grab a
Okay.
random
As
empty glass.
you pass the table, you grab an empty glass, and the woman sitting there looks at you. Thanks. She obviously assumes that
That I'm a waiter.
you're a waiter or something.
Yeah.
And you just grab the glass. You're not dressed as such, but she's maybe a little inebriated at this point.
Yeah.
So you sit down with your friend.
Yeah. Now I have two glasses, so.
Look at the glass. Is it used?
Oh yeah. Yeah. On the rim you see just a little bit of a peach-colored lipstick.
Where did we get this?
Drinks are drinks. I imagine the alcohol will purify it.
I just
You push the glass.
Push the glass towards the center of the table.
He pushes his
Roll my
glass
eyes
to
and
the
swap the glasses, giving him the clean one.
He gives you the clean glass.
I receive it.
Okay.
We'll pour us each some whiskey.
So, what are you guys hoping to gain from sitting at the bar?
Just kind of observing. It's been a while since being in town, so I'm kind of like gauging
Okay.
the state. And
I'm
the table I
watching-
intentionally picked was more towards a corner of
Okay.
the room, so that it's
okay.
easier to
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have kind of like a
bit easier
like a 260-degree view. Of
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm kind of keeping an eye on the door,
Mm-hmm.
watching for Jensen or specifically also anyone related to the military at all, and
Okay.
more particularly his branch of the military.
Okay. Great. As you guys are sitting and waiting, Isaiah.
Yes.
At this point, you have made your way into town, and I'll say that you've gotten to the market district.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm gonna find a place to tie up my cart,
Okay.
to tie up my horse and my cart and everything.
Mhm.
And I'm just gonna look around for a general store.
Okay.
So.
You find the general store, and it's called Main's on Main. It's essentially what you'd expect as you walk in. It's what you'd expect from a general store that you might find in a big city. It has the essentials and then some.
Okay.
You've specifically chosen Main's on Main because of the fact that you know that he probably has some of the products that you wish to get without having to go to a more specific store that might carry all of the products that you need.
General store instead of specific store.
Instead of, yeah.
Got it.
Well, I don't know how much of the background you want divulged at this point.
I've got
That's
a
why I
list.
said a specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a list.
In the back, you know that this specific owner is said to have other items. You don't know what other items he has, but you were pointed
Mhm.
specifically to this general store.
Got it.
So you enter in and you see the owner.
Mhm.
Actually, his name is Avery.
All right.
Yeah, his name's Avery Main.
And I know that already.
What's that?
Do I know that already?
Yeah, they've mentioned that the owner's name is Avery. So his name is Avery Main, hence the name Main's on Main.
All right.
He's in pretty functional work clothes. He's not dressed up. He has pale skin
Mm-hmm.
with brown eyes, and he has short, wavy blonde hair. Probably about mid-ear.
Got
He
it.
has thick sideburns, almost mutton chops, which are darker, much darker than his hair, which is
Mhm.
peculiar. He's a little older. He's around 54. He's tall though. He's about 6'2", and he weighs about 164 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So he's thin,
Yeah.
wiry, but still, you know, it looks like he could handle himself if he had to. He's had a life.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, sir.
How you doing today?
Right, fantastic. How about you?
I'm doing well myself. I'm looking for some specific items.
Yes, sir. What are you looking for? You
That's
slide
nice.
over the note.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes. Just this? Alright. How much?
Well,
So
Julius,
I've got quite a bit.
you mind if I take a look?
Yeah, absolutely. He walks toward the back room, and he kind of waves you over. But then he makes a left turn, so you don't go into his back room. There's a small door that he barely fits in. He has to kind of duck under the door, and you walk in, and it actually opens up into a vast storage area, and you see cases of the stuff that you're
Got it.
looking for. I mean, it's lined against the wall.
Yeah.
I'll sell you the whole lot for 100,000.
Well, I'm not going to be needing the whole lot.
Oh.
How much per case?
Usually sell more than just a case. Well, let's see here.
I know my arithmetic. I probably won't be buying just one case, but that really depends on your price.
Well, how many cases you need? Maybe it'll be some extra.
A case is like this big.
Yeah. It holds about 12 bottles.
Okay. Say about how much for 3 cases?
3 cases. Let's see. What can I give you for 3 cases? He's kind of staring off into space,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't seem like he's actually doing any math in his head. He's just standing there. Is this a bargaining tactic?
Mm.
Why is he taking so long?
I'm just staring at him.
Okay. 300, and you can have something from my back room for 200 if you take 4 cases.
What do you mean your back room?
Well, are you wearing your guns?
Mm-hmm.
Only got a couple of them, but they're very nice. And between you and me, and he kind of looks around. Well, they ain't exactly. Well, gotta
Go on.
gotta whitewash these. Or they have been whitewashed, and this is a term that you would know.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about fencing. So when illegal items are bought and sold, you have to have a fencer.
Yeah.
So instead of saying fence, he's saying they've been whitewashed,
Okay.
like painting the fence white, making it clean.
Got it. I'm not really interested in that sort of thing. I'm not much one for violence.
Well, those peacemakers on your hip would say otherwise.
I'm not much one for violence, but I'm always ready for it if it comes.
So why would you not procure something that is maybe better than what you have for steel?
I have what I need.
Okay. All right. So that'll be 400.
3 cases? I thought you said 300.
Well, that's if you got whitewash.
3 cases will be fine.
3 cases, 400.
All right.
Okay. He leaves. They're leaving you in the storage room to get the cases yourself.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He's pleasant, but he's not friendly.
Yeah.
He's pleasant enough. This is a business.
You
deal
a
for him.
businessman.
Nice,
Yeah.
not kind.
Nice, not kind. Right.
Yeah.
So he trusts you in his back room,
Mm-hmm.
and he leaves.
All right.
Yeah.
I start gathering what I need and maybe put like a cloth over the box or something. Put it and carry it out to my carriage.
Okay. So you stack it on the counter outside, and before you take it out,
Mm-hmm.
400.
I made a withdrawal just for this out of game.
Okay.
So.
All right. You count out the 400. He's not watching you count it. He just grabs the money. He doesn't count it himself. He puts it in his pocket. There's a big, beautiful till next to him. He doesn't use it. He just puts it in his pocket.
Mm.
And so, what's your business here anyway? You're not from around here, obviously. So, well, you can't get this from where you are.
No.
Oh, that's interesting. I wonder why. Because I have a lot of it.
Mm.
And you wonder why that is because you know there's a shortage. So seeing a back room full of this stuff
Mm-hmm.
is not what you expected.
Open up one of the boxes,
Mm-hmm.
take out a bottle, uncork it, put my thumb over.
Your tongue immediately goes numb.
So I know it's good.
Yeah. is that all you'll be needing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, if you're done doing business in my store, I suggest that you get out of my store. But thank you for coming in, and I hope to see you again.
Thank
He looks at you. And you're welcome. So, yeah, get out of my store. He mimics you.
you. Pick everything
You
up.
pick all the cases up and you go out to your wagon.
Walk out.
Okay. Yeah, so you're loading stuff into your wagon.
Yeah.
And where are you off to next?
You said that we knew the sheriff.
They know the sheriff.
They know the sheriff. Okay. How long of a ride was it for me?
Oh, it was a few days.
A few days.
Yeah, it's.
Oh yeah.
It's a
Then I'm
ways.
gonna. Then I'm probably. What time of day is it about?
It's about midday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um.
Things are starting to heat up. You are, I believe, you're toward. You're just at the top of where the desert starts.
Hmm.
So Jenkintown sits below these cliffs here.
Mm-hmm.
So behind Jenkintown, you can kind of see it on the map. There are giant cliffs.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find just a nearby tavern and inn.
Okay.
So not tavern.
Saloon.
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 Saloon and inn. I'm gonna go find just a saloon and an inn, preferably both in one, but
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay. You've been here enough to know that, strangely enough, Wheeling Grady's
Mm-hmm.
is the biggest saloon, and it has the nicest rooms, and it's not in a bad part of town. And
Okay.
if you want somewhere safe, that's typically where you would stay.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I'll make my way over there.
Okay. So you begin to make your way over there.
Mm-hmm.
Back to you two. You're still sitting there.
Yep, sitting there, nursing a drink. Alright. Feel rejuvenated from our trip. We can go find out where Jensen's hiding.
We could head to the sheriff. He
We
probably
could, but
has some
I'll chat with
scores.
the bartender first, make sure he didn't leave a word with them.
Bartenders, as it turns out. Yeah, you go chat with him. I'll finish my drink, and then when you're done, we'll go see the sheriff.
Sounds good. We'll at least leave a note so that if he comes looking for us, he'll know. Alright. I go up to the bar.
Okay. You see both of them. They're cleaning a glass. The glass is shiny, 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 and they both see you coming, and they both look at you. Over cleaning this glass.
I'm like, look back, and like, and you try to give me a dirty glass. You guys familiar with Jensen?
They stop. They look at each other. Yes, sir, we are. Yes, we are very familiar with Jensen. Jensen's a really great guy. How do you know Jensen? Why does he know Jensen? I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
We're supposed to meet him
Is that
here.
your friend over there?
I've got my feet up on the table at this point.
Acquaintance.
Acquaintance. Why didn't he want? We tried. We gave him a screaming deal on whiskey. Yeah, we did. Yeah, it's a great deal. Yeah, that's a really expensive bottle of whiskey, but he seemed like he needed it. We gave him it. $20. He just wanted a glass. We didn't give him a glass. We didn't give him a glass. We wanted to give him the whole bottle. He didn't want the whole bottle. Why is that?
Man of his own ways.
Ah. My brother had he was a man of his own ways for a little while, but then I said, you know what, you need female companionship. Hey, that was one night, and I thought it was you. No, don't say that. He's gonna think we're weird. We're not weird. We're not weird. No, we're not weird at all.
So Jensen.
Yes, what about Jensen? I know Jensen. Do you know Jensen? Yes, obviously I know. I'm your brother. We both know Jensen. How do you know Jensen?
I'm supposed to meet him here.
We're supposed to meet him here.
Yeah.
Well, he's not here.
That's what I figured. So where will we find him?
Oh, you're not gonna find him right now. He's off. He went down to I believe Fire or Dire Straits. I don't know. He's in another town right now. He's on some business.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah.
Well, we're expecting to meet him or one of his people.
Say, are you one of those bounty hunters? You might be one of those. I mean, if he's working with Jen, he's probably bounty hunter. Yeah. Are you bounty hunter?
I can for a price.
For a price. Okay, great. Fantastic. Listen, we don't need your services, but there has been something going on. You might want to talk to. Let me talk to the sheriff first, maybe. But don't talk to the sheriff. You want to go talk to the pastor. The pastor's having some issues with his flock, as it were. Seems that there are some wolves that have been taking his flock out.
His actual flock.
Yes, exactly. You walk and you overhear this and you say, "Oh, his actual flock."
His actual flock.
Anyway, so if you're looking for I don't know some work or something, you can wait around for Jensen. Jensen should be back in about what do you say, 3 days? No, 3 days, 2 days, 2 days, maybe 2 days, maybe 3 days, 4 days tops, depending on where he's at. It could be a week. I don't know.
I just sit there staring for a moment, just processing.
And they, as
All
you
right.
sit and stare, they stare back and they begin to clean the same glasses that they were.
Your names?
So, I'm Jared and I'm Tim. I'm Jared Wheel and I'm Tim Grady. They have different last names, but they're twins.
Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate your assistance.
Yes, sir. No, I'm Tim. You're Grady. Jared, not Grady. Jared. Jared, Tim. Tim and Jared. I'm Jared. He's Tim. No,
James.
other way around. Tim, Jared.
James Rolfe.
James Rolfe.
And
Pleasure to meet you.
And would you like a tip for your info? I
Oh,
thought,
no, it's fine. As you can tell, we're doing quite well. Yes, we're doing quite well. Yeah, we're doing quite well. You don't have to say it twice.
Very good. And thank you for hosting us this fine
And
day.
he reaches his hand out to give you to shake your hand.
Yeah.
It's a win.
All right. I go back.
Why
Yeah.
couldn't you give him a proper handshake? I think give him a proper. Listen, you know what? And they're talking about that now that you're walking away. You can hear them talking about you as you're walking.
All right. Yeah, I call back over my shoulder since I can hear him. So, if you see Jensen, you let him know James Rolfe is in town.
Yes, sir, absolutely. James Rolfe. James Rolfe. How do you spell that?
I
You
keep
spell it like
walking.
James. And then now they're arguing about how to spell your name.
How to spell James?
I get back to you. All right.
I
Go to the
finish off
pastor.
my glass. I heard something about his flock.
Yep. Let's go talk to the sheriff, just for old time's sake, and then we can go
Might
pay a
as well
visit to
see
the
if he has any extra work.
Yep. Just in case the pastor ends up being a dead end.
I'm gonna turn off my auto lock so I can. So you guys are you gonna finish your drinks, finish the bottle, and then go to the sheriff, or are you just head to the sheriff?
I just take the bottle with me.
Mm-hmm.
I finish
Okay.
my glass off and
Yep.
put the bottle in one of my saddlebags.
Okay. Yeah. So you put as you're walking out, you notice him. You don't know him from Adam, but you did overhear the flock. You heard him mention the flock,
Mm-hmm.
but it's of no consequence really. So you go out and you saddle your horses and you begin your trek to the sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So back to you. You've seen all this go on with him and these two individuals. That again you also assume are the owners based on how they're dressed. They're standing behind the bar and yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up to the barkeeper, and I know this is an inn as well.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna walk up to the bar owners.
Hello. How are you?
Fine.
He's fine. He said he's fine. You think there's something wrong with him? No, he said he's fine. Doesn't look fine.
You got a board for the night?
Yes, absolutely. What do you want? Do you want the hospitality suite? Do you want the perfect suite? Do you want the lady suite?
Whatever's cheapest.
Come again? Cheapest? and they both start thing.
First one.
Where are you from? Where's you from? Talking kind of weird. Oh, what happened to your tongue? You bite it?
Don't worry about it.
Told you it wasn't fine. No, he's not fine. You can tell that just by looking at him. Okay, anyway. Cheap room. $5.
All right.
Hey, they're eyeballing the pistols that you have on your hip.
I don't have any pistols. Shotgun.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Shotgun
And you're, yeah.
yes.
Okay, so they noticed your shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
Say we've had kind of an influx of bounty hunters in here. You wouldn't happen to be one of them, would you?
No, sir.
No, sir. At least he's polite. He speaks word, but he's polite about it. Okay, great. You notice that no one else in the saloon is wearing any weapons. So they automatically assume.
I was definitely wearing weapons, but I'm not in the saloon.
With the exception, I noticed. Yeah, with the exception, yeah, you noticed that
Yeah.
they had a great many weapons on them, and they were not. They didn't try to hide them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you do notice that these two, as they were walking out, they were the only other two in here that were wearing any weapons.
Sudden influx of bounty hunters.
Yeah.
Two.
Yeah.
Wow, the influx.
Well, there. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. There's tell them about the pastor's flock. Well, the pastor's having an issue. Probably wolves. Taking care of his flock, and taking care of. I mean, like eating the flock. Yeah. Why would you have to go and make the? Just tell them they're eating. Stop with the. Don't tell me how to talk. Listen, anyway.
Aren't pastors always worried about that with their flocks?
Literal flock. Like stop with the. I'm sorry, but rather he likes to make little noises sometimes, and not just in the bedroom either. It's weird. Strange when you share a room with your brother and you hear him bang like a sheep. Sometimes it's anyway.
So room.
Yes. Just up the stairs to the left. You're gonna go through the first door. There's it's gonna open up. And anyway, so back to the bounty hunters. Obviously, there's a lot of bounties, and then the pastor, who's actually very well known in these parts. He's very he's a fantastic guy. He's also a rancher, see? And he's got a lot of property, and you got a lot of sheep. And now he doesn't have so much sheep because they keep getting killed. Yeah. Anyway, room is 2B on
Okay.
the left. It's open. Keys on the bed.
Alright.
Did you make the bed? I did make the bed. Did you use that room? I did use it.
I'm gonna walk away.
Make sure that you. And so
Go
they
up.
talk about using your bed for something and hoping one of them's asking if it's made, the other one's saying yes, it's made.
So, okay. What I want to do is just go up to the room, grab the key off the bed, and come out and lock the door. And
Yeah.
then-
You get up there, it's exactly where they said. The bed
Yeah.
is made.
okay.
It's a $5 room, but it's still really, really nice. You wonder if they maybe gave you the wrong room, but
Yeah. And then I'll come back down and on my way out I'll say, pastor at the church.
yes, sir. And they continued cleaning what looked like the same glasses that they were cleaning before.
Okay. And yeah, I'm gonna actually head towards the church.
Okay.
It's funny because I was actually planning on heading there next anyway.
So you leave and you begin your way to the church. You two.
Sure.
Okay. So yeah, you arrive to the sheriff.
Do you enjoy being a DM, Josh?
Yes. you arrive to the sheriff's and you notice there's a sign posted.
Okay.
And just out of town attending to matters.
Seems like everyone that matters right now is out of town.
Frustrating.
He's not out of town. He's outside of town.
Yeah.
We'll come back and chat with him later. Oh, let's walk. It's real normal.
Head to the church then?
To the church then.
Oh, that was easy. Okay, so
Just want to say hello to an old friend. Now, all of them are up there.
so you guys make it to, or you make it to the church. Just as you guys are just a few minutes behind, and you make it to the church, and NPCs. Yeah. The church is actually really, really nice. It overlooks the lake. So it's very, very well maintained. The symbol that you see on the church, you notice as you're looking over the lake that there's a small fleet of ships that have that same symbol painted on the sails in a really, really gold paint, and they're black sails. Black sails, gold holy symbol painted on those. Yeah.
I wonder what the holy symbol is.
It's a holy symbol.
It's the holy symbol.
So if think about Christianity or Catholicism, that's what this would generally be. It's the main religion that you find.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna walk into the church.
You walk into the church, you immediately smell lavender.
Do I see anyone when I walk in?
Oh yeah, there's a smattering of people in the church pews. It's not, you didn't come during mass or during a sermon or anything like that, but there are people praying. People are just there. And you notice that there's a line of people from the outside that actually aren't going into the main entrance of the church, but there's a line that wraps around the church to kind of a back door where another large building is connected to it.
Okay. I'm gonna go and sit in a pew first and I'm gonna start to pray.
Okay. So you sit in the pew and you begin to pray, and that as you pray, you notice that.
I wanna role play.
Oh yeah, no, go ahead.
Yeah, so I sit down.
Dear whoever you are.
Our Father and wherever you are. I pray that you would keep me safe on my journey back. My cargo is important, and I'm sure you know that. There are people very much in need.
As you're praying, I'm not stopping your prayer. I'm just explaining. As you're praying, the scent of lavender is getting stronger and stronger.
So pray that you will keep me safe, keep my car safe, my cargo safe, so that I may bring it back to everyone in need. But above all, I pray that you will give me the feeling back in my tongue.
As you're praying, the scent of lavender is increased to the point of it's almost like somebody has lavender right in front of your face. As you're praying, you feel a strong hand on your shoulder.
I look up.
A true man of faith. Welcome to my church.
It's a Chad pastor.
Yeah.
Do I feel
Chadster.
any different?
Not yet. No. You notice as you look up, you notice a man. He is dressed very well, in extravagance. You can only assume that it's the finest silks, and it's silk and fur, like fur-lined silk robe. It's tied closed.
Okay.
Dark skin. He has hazel eyes. His light brown hair has gray that runs through it, and it's cropped just below his ears. It kind of comes down and he has a short goatee. It kind of handlebars and then it comes out, but clean on the sides. Otherwise, you notice that he has one hand on your shoulder, but his other hand he's kind of fidgeting. His left hand. You can tell that he's in his maybe early 40s. He's only about 5'10", and he weighs about 166 pounds. But from his hands, you can tell that he's no stranger to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I stand up and well, people around these here parks must be very generous.
I'm sorry, sir. What seems to ail you?
My tongue.
Obviously, it's your tongue. I can tell that just by the way you're speaking. But more specifically, what happened? It seems as though it's maybe numb, or you bit a mite portion off.
It's a bit numb.
It's a bit numb.
Yeah.
Well, I might just have something for that. And do you mind just waiting here for a moment?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll be back. Just 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. And he releases his grip on you, and it was heavy. And when he releases it, it lightens up a little bit. And he disappears for just a brief moment and comes back out, and he has a small bottle, looks like a serum. You're familiar with these bottles?
Yeah.
It's like a tincture bottle.
What is this?
It'll take care of your tongue problem.
What is it?
It'll take care of your tongue problem. Don't worry, it's not a hallucinogen. It's not a drug. It's all natural herbs.
Insight.
First roll.
It's 15.
Yeah, you believe him.
Okay.
And I do understand your apprehension. Listen, as much of a man of science as I am, I'm also, or as much of a man of faith as I am, I'm also a man of science. And science being, God has given us plenty of natural herbs and remedies and plants. And I feel like that should be what we focus on more than, the science and the surgery that's been going on the last 50 years or so.
Interesting take. Or just smell it.
It smells sweet. It smells like strawberries and daffodil.
Alright, then I'm gonna just put my tongue on the bottle.
And you're just tasting the...
Yeah.
Okay. The spot that the liquid hit your tongue, you begin to feel it warm, and then you get that sensation back in your tongue.
Okay. I'll drink it.
Okay. Swish it around your mouth because you want to make sure that you coat your whole tongue. Better. And it immediately, your mouth opens up. And not only does the feeling come back on your tongue, but it's almost like your taste buds have been invigorated, and you are getting that strawberry flavor and wildflowers and lavender. And you can only assume that he's the one that smells like lavender. He exited and that lavender smell dissipated for a moment.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, absolutely. Now, how can I help you? You don't look like you're from around here, and well, most people that aren't from around here don't really just stop into the church and pray.
I consider myself a man of faith, even though I am also a man of science.
Oh, you are a man of science.
Yes, I am.
I wondered what happened to your tongue, and well, I didn't know if it was an experiment gone awry, or you just, I don't know, you needed it for something. I'm not questioning your motives. I'm just, I could tell.
I'd also heard that you've had some problems recently with your flock.
Yes, sir, I have. Both people as well as, well, I'm a rancher, and I got some land out there, and They used to have a good number of sheep, and that number has since been cut by about half.
Half.
Yes, sir, about half.
When did this start?
Oh, a couple months ago. See, what near as we could tell, there were some people out east that they introduced a specific breed of wolves out here west because we had some issues with some other varmint, and they thought the wolves would, they kind of balanced the ecosystem. Well, what happened was the wolves did what wolves do. They garnered their numbers, and now they're the issue. And at this, you guys walk in and you notice who looks like the pastor talking to this other individual.
Well, that's probably him.
Yeah.
Do you know
Do
why?
we
I
see
think
very-
that fellow's
there aren't-
following us,
I
too.
imagine there aren't very many other people in here with weapons other than like the three of us.
Yeah, and surprisingly, he didn't mention your shotgun. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you went into a church with a gun,
Yeah.
but he didn't make mention of it.
Do you know why there's been a recent influx of bounty hunters?
At
Well-
that, I stop approaching the pastor and instead lean on a nearby wall and
Yeah.
just listen.
And I on the other wall.
You guys listen intently. Well, influx is kind of it's a strong word, and I don't see there being an influx, but we have had more than normal. There have been a couple of bounties that have gone up. They're quite large. One of them is for somebody they call 5 Button. No one knows his first or last name. 5 Button, but he seems to be pretty ruthless.
Can I roll history to see if I know?
Mm-hmm.
If I've heard of
Me
him?
as well?
Yep.
Agreed.
No.
That's a good roll.
That was a natural 3. That was a natural 2.
19.
19. Yeah, you have heard of 5 Button. You might just kind of nudge your compatriot here, just to kind of 5 Button. We heard about him.
I do so.
That's a 5 for.
I don't really nudge you. I just kind of look at you and
Yeah.
give you a look.
Yeah. So 5 Button, you would know ruthless. Banks, mercenary jobs, senseless murder, anything that has been done, or anything that a bandit could do has been done, or an outlaw could do has been done, supposedly by 5 Button. But no one's ever seen him. No one knows who he is. Kind of at this point folklore. But anybody that survived has mentioned 5 Buttons. They say that he wears a mask over his head with holes cut out, but his vest seems like a nice vest, but it's a long vest with 5 buttons.
I just kind of look towards you. I don't say anything. Keep listening.
And so he begins talking. He's relaying all of this to you.
So this 5 Button, he's has he been around town recently?
From what I can gather, yeah. There have been a string of robberies, and I think his last hit was actually the railroad. That was some weeks ago. But 5 Button tends to stick around if there's money. And, so, yes, sir.
All right. Well, not much I can do about him.
I don't know roughly what the if there's a bounty on 5 Button and how high it is.
All you know is that it's high, and that, but you haven't been able to find anybody with a bounty. River, given your backstory, you might know where to find a bounty. Do you recall that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I'm not exactly here for that. I was just curious because back in the saloon there weren't many people who were carrying a piece. So
you went from the saloon to church.
yeah,
Well,
man of faith, but sometimes a man of vice.
man of faith and man of defense, I suppose. I take it that you are not a fighting type, but you will fight if necessary.
You've
I got you pegged pretty well.
yes,
All
so
right.
you do.
Now, the reason that most people don't wear, arms, I'm assuming you went to Wheel and Grady's.
Yes, sir.
peculiar pair, but they are part of the church. I know them pretty well. But you see, that's kind of well, no one really needs weapons in their saloon. Everyone respects that. They don't have to cause any trouble there, because if they do, the brothers will they'll take care of it.
All right then.
So they're just very respectful people, and people respect their. It's not a rule. It's just not needed.
All right. Well, I had heard about your flock, and I figured while I'm in town, I don't plan to stay too much longer. Maybe leave in the morning to head back to my town, but
Yes, sir.
I figured I could perhaps look into this because I have some time on my hands.
Oh, that'd be mighty fine of you. That's a lot of wolves, though. You think you can handle it yourself?
Well, I'd more look into it. Maybe.
Well, just
Find
looking
some
into
other
it,
people.
I can pay you just for looking into it. I can pay you probably 200 gold.
As it so
$200.
happens, preacher, that might be why we're here as well.
We're just both there.
Yeah. He doesn't. He's not startled. He turns his eye and he moves his head around.
I'm still just leaning against the wall.
Yeah. And you want to help my flock as well, huh?
Money's money.
Like you said, the brothers take care of things.
Okay. Well, do y'all know each other? So
Yeah,
I have three people, which is help. Saying they want to help my flock. It's more than have come up all together in the last couple months.
Seems a fortuitous day for you. Maybe the Lord is off his side.
Well, yes. And he looks up. They'll do. And he looks back at you three. And all right. So 200 each just for looking into it. If you take care of my problem, 500 each.
Yes, sir.
And
Well,
just the wolves.
Yes, sir.
Getting the sheep.
If you can just get rid of the wolves, that'd be great. No, I'll do you one better. 500 if you take care of it up to a certain point. 10 wolves, any more than that, I'll say $50 a fur. After 10, so 500 plus 50 per.
seems a right deal to me. Right.
Yep.
Well, we'll need some information from you, of course.
Yes, sir. And you guys would be aware, especially you two. That's a lot of money for taking care of a wolf problem. That's like that's a decent bounty.
Yeah, which is why I didn't haggle it. I was like, killed a bear when I was 12.
Alright. They come by every night, or
Yes, sir. Just as the sun begins to set over the plateau, they start coming out and.
reliably, or are they smart?
No, they're pretty crafty.
And you're quite sure they're wolves.
Yes, sir. I've seen myself.
Alright.
That's a good insight roll.
Yeah.
That's going to be a 25.
Yeah, they're wolves. You believe them.
Okay. And we know where he lives.
Whom?
Faster. Will we know that, or do we need it?
No, you'll need that information.
Yeah.
He tells you that his if you look on there, there's a big plot of land, all that green on the right.
Yeah.
That's all his property.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
Big.
People pay their tithe here.
We do pretty well, but that tithe does not go to me. I have a fleet of ships, as it were. I don't know if you noticed those. Not mine, obviously, but they're from the church. But I fund the fleet, and see, we had a pretty bad flood at one point. Came up all the way up to the city, and a lot of the relics that we kept, holy relics, and a lot of gold treasures from other places. Well, they got washed down in the flood, and that's why we coined the term Loot Lake. There's a lot of, I guess, call it treasure to be found at the bottom of Loot Lake, but it's quite deep and it's quite expensive to get down there. So
We're recovering them.
we got yes, sir. And not just the holy relics, but if we find something that obviously belongs to somebody specifically, we'll return that for them.
Very kind of you.
For a small, small fee. Gotta pay my man.
Of course, but
Well,
admirable that you attempt to return it to the rightful owners. Nevertheless,
Yeah, I've got no claim on things that are not mine.
so should we meet back at the property later tonight? Out again. What time is it, roughly?
It's getting to be about 3 o'clock at this point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the church isn't far from Wheeling Grady's. It's still in the nicer part of town.
I intend to head there now, see if I can track wolves to their den. Keep from
Yep.
losing more sheep than is necessary.
I think so.
Track. Happens to be a special skill of mine.
And your name, sir?
Shashke.
One more time, please.
Shashke.
Dr. Hannon.
It's a pleasure, Doctor.
Doctor.
Still got the
James.
accent, no? It's a pleasure.
James.
Well, great. I have some matters to attend to. We're about to start the sermon. Would you like to stay for the sermon? Or, you probably have wolves to go gather, huh?
Maybe another time.
Yes, sir. I'd like to see you down here for service. Now, otherwise, you're going to need a key to the gate. And he moves his cloak over, and there's a small, iron key ring. It's very, very old. Seems out of place for all of his really, really fine clothing. Hands you the key ring specifically. There's large keys for the first gate, smaller keys for the second gate. Third key's my house key. If you're out there, I know it's ways out of town. If you need a place to stay, you are more than welcome to stay in my home. I'll be here in town for the next couple of days.
I appreciate that.
Thank you. It's the least I can do for you fellas going out of your way, helping somebody you don't even know.
Always a pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go by the general store, see if I can't pick up something that'll lure the wolves with its scent.
Sounds good. I'll join you. Doctor, you meeting us there?
Yeah.
We won't be there ahead of the sun starting to set. That way we can begin mapping where they're going to be coming from first, before they come out.
Well, I'll leave all of this to you two, and to you, Doctor, man of science, and I appreciate it very much. And I'm going to take my leave now. He turns around and he walks up the aisle, and he's touching everybody on the outside of the pews as he's going by. Just, bless you. Can I help you with anything? You need prayer, that kind of thing. So you guys are heading to the general store?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
You both know Main's on Main quite well. It's
Yeah.
the biggest general store. Now you know where it is. So it takes about half an hour to get to the general store, and you arrive.
I'm gonna walk in. I'm just gonna look for the store owner, Maine. I think you said his name was.
Yeah, every Main. You both walk in. You walk in, and he's putting stuff on shelves, restocking things, and hey, you're back. Welcome back. Oh, nice to see you two again.
Pleasure.
What can I get for you?
I'm looking for lures. Wolf hunting.
Lures.
Yeah. Doing some hunting up for some wolves.
Oh. Well.
Something. Even some good meat.
Good meat. I have some rabbits. Fresh. I was gonna skin them.
Works just fine. If you could keep from skinning them and just give them to me fresh.
Yeah, absolutely. He goes back into that storage area and comes back out. How many do you want? He's got a full stringer of them.
I mean, 8, 9 of them.
Okay. You can just take the whole stringer. I got plenty more of that. It's like 10.
10. Great.
Yeah.
I'll grab the 10.
Okay.
How much is it going to send me back?
Well, let's see.
God, I gotta get that accent down.
I'll say $10 for 10 rabbits if you get something from the back room. Otherwise, we'll say 20.
I'll take a look at what you got.
Okay. No. What are you looking for? We got pistols, we got rifles, we got shotguns, we got bows.
I draw one of my revolvers and just kind of like, not pointing it at anyone necessarily, but holding it up and I'm like, I've been looking to get an upgrade anyway, thinking about crafting my own one of these days, but...
Oh, yes, sir. Okay.
It's time and money.
I will I'll be right back. And he heads into the back. You see him open the door and he kind of looks around. He closes his door and you hear some latches from the other side. And you hear mumbling. He's trying to find what he's looking for. He comes back out. He closes it and locks the door. And he pulls out a pair of pistols. Beautiful pistols. They look like ivory scales on the handle, and within the ivory you see the pins are they seem to be gold set. The actual barrel is very shiny, almost as if it were chrome. Obviously it's stainless, so you have a chrome barrel, but the cylinder itself is a multicolored steel. It looks like it's been heated up, so it's got that rainbow look to it. Very, very nice looking pistols. He says, well, $10 for the 10 rabbits and $200 for the pair of these.
If I sold you on 150 and you can have these old ones.
Roll percent or not
Persuasion.
Roll persuasion.
Perception is
Roll.
way higher than
Yeah.
persuasion for me.
Persuasion.
That's a good roll. I have not rolled lower than a 17 so far. That is 18.
May I?
I pull one of them out, but I keep the other one.
He spins the cylinder, pops it open, unloads all of the ammo, hands you the ammo.
I'll take the ammo.
Pulls it back. Yeah, the action seems all right. Yeah, we can go ahead and do. We can do 150.
150.
Yes.
I'll empty the ammo out of the other one and hand that to him as well.
Okay. He takes them and he puts them under his a glass countertop that he has there, and immediately pulls out a price tag and writes $300 each.
All right. And anything I should know about these weapons here to write down?
They are
Yeah.
they're just like your pistols,
Mm-hmm.
at a range of 5 per. So what was it, 15 to 20?
15, 25.
Yeah, now they're 20, 30.
20, 30.
Yep. And then plus 1d4 piercing damage.
Nice.
Or actually, it wouldn't be. It'd be because it's already piercing damage.
Yeah, it's naturally piercing damage.
Yeah.
Force.
Yeah, just force damage.
Force damage?
Yeah. And they're the same caliber, so all of the ammo that you have
Right.
already works in those.
Yeah, do a quick flashy spin and holster him,
They feel good.
grab the rabbits, and
And you guys make for the
Yep.
for the ranch.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're just gonna fast forward a bit. Do you guys talk about anything on the way out there? Are you getting to know each other, or are you just kind of
Yes.
you're on a job?
I'm on a job.
Yeah. Good job.
Right. Yeah. So you make it outside of the town. Are you just taking your wagon, or are you just grabbing your horse, putting your wagon
I'm getting my
in a
horse.
stable?
Yeah.
I'll grab my horse.
Okay. So you just stable your because you have stuff in the back. So Wheeling Grady's has a
Yeah.
stable that you can just. It's no charge.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. So you guys ride out to the property. It's massive. You notice that most of his property is a giant lavender field, and then he has grazing property for all of his sheep. You notice that he probably has 3,000 head of sheep, and that's been cut down in half already. So, very large property, a lot of sheep, lavender fields for whatever reason. The sun's starting to get low, but it's not dipped behind there yet. You do begin to hear faint howling off in the distance.
Right.
We're dealing with more than 10 wolves.
Most likely. If they've done this much of a dent on such a big flock. Which I have a feeling the preacher knew. Inconsequential. We'll head towards the Howland and see if I can pick up a trail. Might be able to lead back to their den and take care of them before they get here.
Yep.
Okay. Are you taking your horses, or are you gonna track on foot?
Best.
I'm gonna tie my horse up.
Yeah,
Okay.
best leave the horses behind.
I'm just gonna bring
Okay.
the
Somewhere
rabbits with
within
me.
the gates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So you go through the first gate, tie up your horses.
We don't want to be that enticing of a target.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Through the first gate, you see a horse trough. So it's food, water, everything that they would need.
Yep.
So you can either tie them up or you can let them run. It's up to you.
I'll have mine ready.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right, and you guys make your way toward the edge of the forest. I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's not so much a forest as there are some trees there, but as you get closer to the plateau, you begin to see that the desert is kind of becoming. It's starting to get green, and it's not hard to find your first tracks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm gonna see if I can follow the tracks back to where they may originate from. Specifically, looking for where there may be large groupings of tracks, like the wolves have gathered back in together, or
I'll let you roll survival or nature, your choice.
survival.
Okay.
Hey, average roll finally. 16.
16? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them. They're kind of all over the place. There are definitely more than 10 wolves. You stop counting after about 30. 30 different sets of tracks, and you're like, well,
Well, good news and bad news. Good news is I'm seeing 30 different sets of tracks, probably more than that. It starts to get real confusing after a while.
So it seems like we're gonna have to just take pot shots at them.
Good news is 50 per pill. Is
More than
600
what he is
just by
intending.
that.
more howling off in the
Wait,
it's
no,
getting
sorry,
closer.
I'm dumb. Is $6,000 just from these wolves.
I'm thinking we.
Not counting the 500 that he already offered each of us.
I'm thinking if we just kill a few of them each night.
Yeah, it'll likely chase most of them off after a time. And their packs are like families. They'll fight
Yeah.
hard, but when it becomes clear that they're losing, they'll just turn tail and run. Find different prey.
For a time.
And at least for a time.
Hmm.
We likely won't be here that long.
Yep, but 2 days, 2 nights.
Doctor,
They're fighting.
you said you'd mentioned that you were thinking about heading home tomorrow.
It's gonna be a bit longer of a fight because we definitely aren't gonna be killing all of them at once.
Yeah, well, I was hoping to, but
Money's money.
and the preacher's the preacher, and that's really why I'm doing this. Money is nice, but I'm a man of my word.
Well then, let's see if we can figure out where they're coming from, and I'll continue to follow the tracks
Okay.
stealthily.
Okay, so everyone's kind of stealthing, is that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Rolling so well today. Jeez. 24.
Okay.
19.
Alright,
7.
yeah. So you're kind of looking around. You get confused because there are so many tracks, but
Mhm.
you're quite impressed with how these two are tracking, especially
Mhm.
Shashkate.
I should say as well, I'm wearing a bear skin, like,
Okay.
yeah, like I'm wearing a partial bear skin over my shoulders and have a bear claw around my neck, so
It's a large bear claw.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like bear claws.
those are like the two most noticeable things besides the 2 guns and 2
Yeah.
tomahawks. Lots of
And I draw
for
my
one
rifle,
person.
make sure it's loaded, and then just keep an eye out for anything.
Okay.
Interestingly, I've actually got one of my tomahawks out, not
All right.
my gun.
Yeah.
I got mine.
So the tracks bring you to a clearing where they stop becoming so disorganized,
Mhm.
and they start traveling in the same direction. We'll do one more roll.
Stealth or survival?
Survival or nature, whatever you want.
Yeah, still survival. I mean, that's
Just for him.
way higher.
Anybody that wants to try tracking.
25.
Okay. Yeah.
I literally have rolled a 10 and nothing below a 15 on that.
11 on survival.
Okay. Well,
I totally trust him.
Yeah.
like
we're good. We're good.
I know my role in this.
Yeah. So
Pulls out his rifle, starts keeping an eye out over my head.
So yeah, you guys, the further along during the tracks, or during your tracking that you get, the more howling you hear, and you get to a point where you hear what sounds like a battle. You hear growling and snarling and snapping of teeth, and that's just off in the next clearing. You're still kind of in the tree line, but you hear a lot of commotion. So they're already
Something's going
into
on.
something.
Yeah. I'll just kind of motion to the other two and just kind of, hiss at him and be like, "Stay quiet. They're already hunting something. Or fighting something, which could be worse."
Can we see into the next clearing at all? Like the
Not
commotion? at all,
yet.
or
You'd
not?
have to go up another probably 40 or 50 feet. And
I'll start looking for a suitable tree that I could get up into if I needed to.
Okay.
Because I know there's gonna be a lot. Of them,
Yeah.
And I'm not interested in fighting a fair fight.
So these trees, the nearest branches from the ground, they're like 50 feet up. They're large base trees. Think of redwoods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it would take some doing to try to get into a tree. You can work on something like that, or you can assess your situation first and look into the clearing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep moving forward. See
Yeah.
what we can find out.
Yeah.
Okay. So you continue more to
Lead
move
the way.
forward, and
Lead the way.
And I look for some dry brush as well, like.
oh yeah, it's all over the place.
All over the place. Cool.
So you gather up.
I
some
make
brush.
I open up tinderbox, prepare flint and steel so that I can quickly access it and set up a fire if I need to,
Okay.
and grab a little bit of some dry
Yeah.
stuff just to pack so I have that to start.
Cool. Easy enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got a few torches as
You,
well.
you get to the edge of the clearing in the forest,
Torches.
and you look in and you see about 5 or 6 wolves. You can't tell, but they are in a fight with what looks like a bear, and the bear is moving strangely, and they're jumping on the bear. They're biting its back. The bear is fighting back. There's blood splattering all over the place. You see the bear lunge at one of them, jumps on top, and you hear a whimper and a tear, and blood comes flying out, and everyone roll stealth.
Oof, low roll finally.
Yeah.
It's a real low roll too. 9.
9,
12.
12.
8.
Okay.
Slow.
During this whole fight, as soon as the bear clamps down with its teeth, from what you can tell, and tears out what looks like the throat of the actual wolf, it stops for a moment, it perks, and it turns, and you see a man's face, and his face is covered in blood, and what you can tell is that his teeth have been sharpened, and he stares into the forest. You don't know if he can see you, but he knows you're there. And that's where we'll end this session.
Whew. Okay.
Shark boy.
It's Shark Boy.
Thanks, everybody. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up for this session. Make sure you follow us on TikTok, the Master's
There you
Guild.
go.
Check out YouTube. If you're not watching this on YouTube already, you're just going to have to search the Master's Guild.
I mean, if you're on
We don't have
YouTube,
our-
you should go follow our Twitch too.
Yeah, exactly. And then if you're watching this on Twitch, follow our YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, follow our Twitch. Just search the Masters Guild on both, and you'll find us. So thanks a lot, and we'll be back with session 2 next week.
All right. Have a good night.
All right, guys.